Myanmar's expanding resistance, Chinland victories, and KNAB's strategic gains along the border. April 2025. Myanmar's revolutionary resistance continues to escalate with coordinated offensives shaking the foundations of junta control across the country. Ethnic forces, local PDFs, and regional militias have formed a united front, waging simultaneous battles in Central Plains, ethnic territories, and the Indo-Myanmar frontier. Notably, the Kuki National Army Burma, KNAB, has intensified its efforts along the volatile border zones, emerging as a bulwark of ethnic defense and a potent partner in joint operations with the People's Defense Forces, PDFs. Letpantan ambush, Bago resistance wounds. Junta convoy on April 11th. In Letpantan township of Bago region, a heavy ambush was executed by local resistance forces. The operation, led by Battalion 3802 under the Thayarwadi District PDF and backed by Shui Tan Miyai Defense Force, targeted a military convoy of around 80 junta soldiers traveling from Thanpinchong village. The resistance engaged the convoy near a bridge connecting Oforsu and Yegyin villages. Fierce gunfire lasted nearly an hour, with coordinated attacks using both heavy and light weaponry. Resistance forces successfully neutralized 8 junta soldiers while inflicting further injuries. The convoy was forced to retreat in disarray, marking a significant tactical victory for the growing Central Region resistance. Victory in Chin State, Falam falls to resistance forces. Chinland celebrated a historic victory as the Chin National Defense Force, CNDF, supported by Chinland Joint Forces, CJF, captured Falam town after a grueling 5-month-long campaign dubbed Mission Jerusalem. Despite enduring over 1,000 airstrikes from the junta, resistance forces held their ground and pushed forward. Falam, perched in the highlands, is a strategic town controlling access to the northern Chin corridor. With its fall, resistance forces now effectively control most of the state, with plans underway to establish a new Chinland administration free from junta influence. This triumph showcases the enduring resilience and organizational strength of Chin fighters and their allies. Sagaing and Kaya surge. People's war expands. In Sagaing region, townships such as Myaung, Yiyu, and Kani have witnessed bold strikes against junta patrols and bases. Local PDFs, backed by Chin and Kuki fighters, have been dismantling outposts and reclaiming rural areas with increasing frequency. Resistance leaders confirm that strategic towns are becoming inaccessible to junta troops due to sustained ambushes and sabotage campaigns. Meanwhile, in Kaya State, the Karenni Nationalities Defense Force, KNDF, reported the destruction of a 12-vehicle military convoy near Demoso Township, claiming over 20 junta fatalities. KNDF asserts it now controls over 80% of Kaya territory. The region has become a stronghold for drone and artillery-based resistance tactics, successfully fending off junta offensives. KNAB and PDF Tamu strike hard in Tamu sector. On April 6, 2025, the Kuki National Army Burma, KNAB, in a joint operation with PDF Tamu, launched a daring offensive against Camp Given, a fortified enemy position near the Indo-Myanmar border. The camp, allegedly used by hostile insurgents collaborating with the junta, including factions of the People's Liberation Army, PLA Manipur, and Kanglipak Communist Party, KCP, was subjected to a heavy artillery and ground assault. The resistance forces stormed the camp after hours of firefight, capturing enemy weapons and clearing the area of militant presence. At least 7 PLA and KCP militants were confirmed killed in the operation, with several more wounded or fleeing across the border. The successful clearing of Camp Given strengthened the resistance's hold over Tamu township and cut off supply lines of opposing insurgents in the area. A video of the operation shared by PDF Tamu showcased well-coordinated maneuvers by KNAB and PDF fighters, demonstrating a high level of discipline and combat readiness, border skirmishes, and tactical supremacy. The month of April also saw escalated skirmishes along the Kamjong district and Indo-Myanmar border. Near border pillar number 78, KNAB units engaged in heavy fighting against a combined group of PLA Manipur and KCP militants attempting to infiltrate resistance-held zones. The confrontation resulted in the deaths of several intruding combatants, further solidifying KNAB's grip over the frontier. KNAB leaders issued statements asserting their defensive stance against not only the junta, but also external insurgent forces attempting to destabilize their communities. The group emphasized that they will not allow any hostile entities, be they military or militant, to threaten the integrity of the Kuki-inhabited zones along the border. Consolidation and resistance diplomacy. In March 2025, KNAB formalized a new military pact with the Chinland Defense Force, CDF, and local PDFs to coordinate operations in northwestern Myanmar. This alliance has allowed the sharing of intelligence, weapons, and tactical resources, resulting in more efficient offensives and better defense infrastructure. The KNAB has also expressed its commitment to building a stable and self-governed territory in coordination with allied ethnic groups. Community mobilization, protection of civilians, and humanitarian outreach have become a core part of its strategy. In liberated zones, the group has helped set up local administrative cells that operate under the broader vision of the National Unity Government, NUG. Urban resistance still smolders. While rural victories capture headlines, urban resistance continues to simmer beneath the surface in Yangon, Mandalay, and Naypyidaw. Underground PDF cells have targeted junta informants, sabotaged military supply lines, and hacked security networks. Urban guerrilla activities are coordinated by NUG's Central Command and Coordination Committee C3C, which now oversees more than 250 PDFs nationwide. Despite severe crackdowns, the morale in urban resistance remains strong, bolstered by rural victories and the hope of a federal democratic union. Conclusion: a nation in uprising. April 2025 marks a turning point in Myanmar's fight for freedom. The resistance movement, once fragmented and desperate, has matured into a formidable front, encompassing diverse ethnic armies, civil fighters, and trained military units. In Chin and Kaya states, liberation is no longer a distant dream. In Tamu and the Kuki frontier, the KNAB and their allies continue to wage battles on multiple fronts, not only against the junta, but also against external insurgents threatening ethnic autonomy. The Kuki National Army Burma has proven not just its valor, but its strategic importance in the grand theater of Myanmar's civil resistance. As battles rage and alliances deepen, the movement for freedom remains alive, fierce, coordinated, and more determined than ever. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe Zalangam Media.